everybody, it's Julie the Whippy Chick here, and you picked it and I made it. It was a really fun experiment, and I'm so glad that you chose the blanket that you chose. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. I'll leave a link somewhere in here of the previous videos, but I challenged my viewers to pick a Graphghan pattern for me for my very first Graphghan, and they did, and it's pretty exciting. I'm just gonna look at one more, and I think what I will do is I'll look through them and I'll put pictures up at the end of this video, and then I'll let you guys decide. I'll let you guys choose what my next project will be. I really love this one with the ladybug. How cute is that? But I am really a little bit nervous about this Graphghan thing because I've never done it before. So it's gonna mean a lot of video tutorials. I think I'd like to give myself a month to pick the project, get the yarn, learn how to do the technique, and keep you guys posted every step of the way. So, I'm going to show it to you now because it's all done. Now, excitingly enough, it's pretty big. My husband and I have a queen size bed, and it is big enough to cover the whole bed. It doesn't like drape down the side or anything, but it is pretty good size. So it's super warm. I used corner to corner. And I'm going to show it to you now. So hold on one second and I'll flip my screen around. Okay, so here it is. Look at the ladybug and the tulips. It's so cute. I love the little ladybug. And I do love tulips too. So I did change the colors just a little bit. These colors of this flower here are like a teal and an aquamarine. And in the pattern, they're more of a blue type color. They don't have a lot of green in them, but this was what I was able to find at Joann's, and I think it came out really good. There is one mistake in this blanket. I'm not sure if anybody else would notice it, but I notice it. It's kind of glaring. But sometimes when you are making a project like this, you have to decide when you make a mistake and you discover it several rows later. You just have to decide whether or not you're going to live with it or if you're going to tear it all out. So I decided that I was going to live with it. And that's okay. It's not really for a gift or anything. I thought of using it for a gift, but I'm not really sure who would like this, unless it's maybe a 10-year-old girl. I don't know. But it's definitely a spring blanket, and I fell asleep under it last night as I was watching television. I was watching a movie. And I fell asleep. So it definitely works. The blanket works. Okay, so I did think I would show you the pattern, what the pattern looked like. So I did attempt this blanket once before, and I attempted it with a mini corner to corner. A mini corner to corner is pretty much the same as regular corner to corner, but instead of using a double crochet, you use half double crochets. So that makes the stitches smaller. And I managed to pull the color so tight on my color changes that I actually skipped a couple stitches in various places, and I couldn't figure out where it was happening. So this was my first attempt, and this is as far as I got when I just said, you know what, this is crazy, I'm losing stitches and I don't know where, so I'm going to start over and try again, maybe in a different way. The second time I printed it out in black and white, and in this one you can see I just drew lines for when I was completing a row. This I did a little bit differently. I just did little dots and I counted up, how many of each color I needed. So like if I started here, I counted 1, 2 white, and then I continued up until I got to here and it was 12 green. And then I continued up and it was 6 white. And so I worked the whole blanket that way, and I found that to be much easier. Much easier. As you can see, like I said, this blue flower is a little bit more blue. Mine is a little bit more aquamarine, teal, I guess you would say. And I use a light yellow and a golden yellow, where this one uses a bright yellow and an orange. But I still like it. I like mine. I think it looks really good. So I'm trying to think of some other tips that I haven't already told you, because I have done a couple videos already with progress updates and some tips that I had. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. We did do, on yarn hookers, we did a great big slideshow about Graphghans and different tips to use Graphghans. So if you are thinking about doing Graphghans, I can also link that video at the end of this one, because it's a really good video. It gives lots of tips and tricks and ideas, and you know, places where you can get patterns and things like that. So, oh, patterns. So this pattern, boy, sorry, I'm very shaky today on my camera. So this pattern came from 2 Magic Pixels, and I've already ordered my next 2 Magic Pixels, and that blanket is going to be for my husband, who is a huge Jaws fan, the movie Jaws. So when I saw that they had made a graph for the movie poster, I showed it to him, and he was like, oh my gosh, I would love that. So I'm actually going to make his blanket next. So I'm waiting for the yarn to come. I ordered some yarn from Premier. They have my favorite, which is Basics. I love Premier Basics. So while I'm waiting for my yarn to come, I started once again another bub, because I love to make bubs. If you don't know what a bub is, maybe you're new to my channel. A bub is what I refer to as a butt ugly blanket. But it's basically a scrap blanket that I use, you know, either corner to corner, or in this case I'm doing a granny ripple. And it's a great way to use up all your scraps, and it's really fun to just, you know, kind of do a blind dip when you're picking your colors. The only rule I usually have with my colors is I try to alternate between a lighter color and a darker color, so it's not like there's this whole big section of dark and a whole other section of light. I like to mix them up. So I'll show you my progress on that. It's really just a very small little Graphghan. I'll probably actually have to put a border on the side just to give it a little more width. I started it in the car, so it's kind of hard to judge how wide a blanket should be when you're in the car. You know, you're in a narrow space. But this will be the second bub that I've made this year, and I donate those to a friend who takes them to the cancer treatment center where she gets treatments, and she donates them to patients there. So that makes my heart happy, and it keeps my yarn amount down, because I don't like to have tons of it laying around. I like to use what I have and then go buy what I need. So I will show you my new bub. Okay, so this is my new bub, and as you can see, I try to alternate, you know, dark colors with light colors, then I do a little bit of dark, and then I do some light, and it kind of keeps it, I don't know, kind of balanced, I guess. So that's as far as I've gotten, and I only started this last week. It was something to do in the car, because obviously I could not take my Graphghan in the car with me. It's much too big, and I like to have something to work on for my lunch break, so I started a new bub. Honestly, I look at all of the colors in here and I try to remember the projects that I made with them, and some of them I remember right away. Like I remember that this blue and this green were from a hat that I made for my nephew for Seattle Seahawks colors. Some of these colors are from my latest project, the green and the red also. Yeah, this red. And I want to say this yellow. They were all part of the blanket with the ladybug on it. But then there's others where I'm like, I don't remember what I used these for. Oh, I did an ocean blanket. That's what the navy blue and light blue are. Anyway, it's really fun to look through and try to figure out, you know, where these colors came from. Oh, actually, this was also in the ladybug blanket. I didn't have a lot of the light blue left, but I had some of that darker teal. Anyway, so that's a lot of fun, and if you'd like to make a bub, Once again, there's a tutorial for that as well. So that's just a little update of all the things that I've been doing. I've been keeping busy. I haven't made as many videos lately, and that's okay. Making videos is a hobby for me. It's not a job. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that. But sometimes you need to take a little break, take a little step back, and you know, do some other things. Or actually take the time to do what you like to do, which is crochet. You know, if I'm always making videos, there's not a lot of time to crochet. But this thing back here took a lot of time. I worked on it for 3 weeks, pretty steady, working on it every night, to the point where now at night in bed, my legs have been getting cramped up, and I think it's just because I've been sitting in the same position for hours and hours at a time before going to bed. So time to get myself moving a little bit, get out there and do some walking and stop sitting in front of the TV crocheting all the time. You know, you got to take a break now and then. So I've decided to do that, and I've also decided to take a little bit of a break from YouTube. I'm not going to stop YouTube, but I'm not going to like make myself crazy over what's next week's video going to be. You know, if there's a video next week, there's a video next week, and if there's not, there's not. You know, it's for fun. So I'm going to try really hard not to stress myself out about making videos all the time. I don't think I have anything else to share. These are the only things I'm working on right now. I'm not like a super whip person. Some people have whips going constantly and never finish a whip before starting another one. And I try pretty hard to finish my whips before I start new ones. So I don't have a lot of whips to show off right now, but that's okay. All right, guys, I think that's it. I'm going to let you go, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a wonderful spring, or if you are below the equator, I hope you're having a glorious fall. And until I see you again, I'll talk to you later.